All right, Matt with Matt's Fish Room. This is my 150 Peninsula tank. I've got a beautiful little blue hippo tang. I've had this fish for years. She's always stayed small. I don't know why. Eats all the time, vitamins. I don't understand why she never really grows, but I've had this fish for I've had this fish longer than I've had my wife. Anyway, I had a queen angel in here, but the queen angel was picking on the ribbon eels, which there's one of them right there. So I took the queen angel out. The problem with the queen angel coming out was now my hippo tang is depressed and sad because they were good friends and they swam together all the time. And I'm gonna get some grief because people are gonna say, fish don't have those feelings. Well, I'll tell you right now, my hippo was out constantly with that angel, and now my hippo comes out just on occasion. So she's sad that her friend's gone, and that chromie is not a replacement. But today I went and got a powder blue tang. Absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous fish. Now the downside to a powder blue is they are ick magnets. It will get ick, it will have a problem, it's gonna be an issue. Even if you don't have ick in your tank, or at least you don't think you have ick in your tank, you put one of these fish in there, you will find out. The tank that's right here, I do plan on this being mainly tangs. I do run a low dose of copper in here. There are no inverts in this tank because the copper will of course kill them, but this tank will be fine for tangs anyway. So, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Now I'm gonna do the proper method here of how to acclimate your fish. Do not, I repeat, do not just throw your fish in a tank. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna put this powder blue in this small bucket here, which I'll try to be gentle, but it is what it is, a little bit. Just, all right, so the powder blue is now in the bucket. This is stressful for a fish, so be mindful of that. Get a quick little tour while you check out some of my crabs. This tank here is just for crabs, and a lot of these crabs I either use them for cleanup crew or I use them for food. Anyway, a little drip acclimator, just a little tube with a thing on the end of it. It's like something you'd see out of a hospital. You stick your drip acclimator in your tank that you're putting your fish in. You stick the bubble in here. You pump this a few times until you get it started. You don't want it pouring exactly, so that's kind of pouring out. You roll your thing down, you want it to drip a little bit there. So this method, and you can see the little tang in there, this method here, it acclimates them to your salinity, to your water very slowly, and to your temperature. A lot of folks will put the bags in the tanks and so on and so forth, but that's not the best way to do it at all. It still puts them into shock a lot. Look at that pretty ribbon. I've had these two ribbons in here also for, I mean, at least 3 or 4 years. They're both gorgeous. They are finicky though. It's a hard fish to keep. This is definitely gonna be my harder fish to keep tank. But in about 45 minutes to an hour, this little fish should be pretty good and acclimated to the temperature of this tank, to the salinity of this tank, and just to the water in general, to make it a lot better for them to do well when you put them in. So I'm gonna drip him for a while, her, him, I'm not sure which, and then I will come back and show y'all what when I put her in the tank. All right, I'm back. This powder blue has been acclimating now for a little over an hour. Let me get this tube cleared out. Whenever you're trying to do all this, just undo your little roller. I've actually used these sometimes without the rollers. Really, it's just a better way to acclimate any kind of fish. You can do it a little faster with fresh water than you can salt water. You can do it as fast as you want to. That being said, the longer they get, the better they are. So I'm gonna take this top off real quick. We are going to take this very, very scared, very, very upset. In the store, this is a pretty active fish, so I'm hoping that it's a good match. It's a good sized tank for its size. Nice and gentle. There she goes. Absolutely beautiful powder blue. You can see one of my eels checking her out. That is an absolutely beautiful fish. And see how well she's reacting to going into the tank, because she's been in the water now for a little over an hour. She's been getting the water that she'd been in for the whole time at the fish store, and then she was slowly acclimated into this tank's conditions, which this tank is in pristine condition. The tang came out, saw her, and just went and hid. That little tang, I don't really know. She's very timid. She's very skittish. She always has been. And like I said, very small tang. And powder blue's checking the tank out. So this will just be a little bit of, they'll get used to each other and they'll do their thing. And oh my God, the fish is so pretty. I will tell you guys though, don't get starstruck with videos like this on the internet, because that fish right there, if it is not properly cared for, it will die very fast. You need to be an expert level, and you need to have a tank set up for quite some time, or know exactly how to do what you need to do in case this fish does not get sick, because they will get sick. It will hit this fish as hard as it hits any fish you've ever seen. It's faster than any fish you've ever seen. Like I said, I run small amounts of copper in this tank to take care of that. This is why I'm wanting to make this mainly a tang tank. There's my blue hippo. But you know, there's definitely several types of fish that you'll see in a bunch of videos, especially some of my videos that are for experts only. This is one of them. A powder blue is absolutely gorgeous, but very hard to keep. Again, back with Matt's fish room, we did proper acclimation on a fish, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But I'll show you the updates on this one as they get a little more playful and start coming out a little bit more. But she really did, and that should be proof to everybody that slow acclimation is the way to go, because that fish is doing fantastic. I mean, she's swimming around happy as can be right now. Anyway, subscribe to my page. Thank y'all.